4 Meji YouTube video K Lia Oper Jo Tum NY Story Lik KDHS K Oper Time En Strong Hook Lik K Do. Hook Jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity Sai Barpor Hona Chaye K Mary Veur Engage Ho JN our video Ko NTK Deck and the house was silent. Every step I took echoed against the cold wooden floors. I felt a chill crawling up my spine. The hallway stretched ahead, dimly lit by a flickering bulb. A faint draft brushed against my face, carrying a smell of damp and old wood. I noticed a door I had never seen before. Its surface was scratched and worn, the handle cold to the touch. Curiosity pulled me closer despite the unease twisting in my stomach. I turned the handle slowly, the creak of the hinges breaking the silence. Inside was darkness. The air smelled heavier, like something had been hiding there for years. I stepped inside, my fingers brushing against walls coated in dust. A sudden cold swept past me, making my breath visible in the gloom. I thought I heard a whisper, soft and almost too faint to catch. The room felt alive, pressing in on me from every side. Then I saw it, a single object in the center, covered by a thick, tattered cloth. My hands trembled as I reached out, pulling the cloth away. The sight made my heart stop. It was not what I expected. And yet, it felt like it had been waiting for me. The shadows in the corners seemed to shift. I realized I was not alone in the room. A movement, subtle but deliberate, caught my eye. I froze, unable to breathe, as the secret of the room finally revealed itself. My eyes struggled to adjust to the shadows. The corners of the room seemed darker than they should have been, almost swallowing the faint light. A low, rhythmic sound reached my ears, barely audible at first, like the soft thumping of a heartbeat. I realized it was coming from the object I had uncovered. Every hair on my body stood on end as I stepped closer. The air grew thicker, heavy with a metallic scent. It reminded me of blood, old and forgotten, and it made my stomach turn. I could hear my own pulse pounding in my ears, louder than the whisper of movement around me. The floorboards creaked under my weight, though I had been careful to step lightly. Then, suddenly, the thumping stopped. A silence settled, more suffocating than the darkness itself. I held my breath, listening. The object before me shifted, slowly, deliberately. A shadow seemed to crawl along the walls, stretching and bending in impossible angles. I wanted to run, but my legs refused to move. A cold, dry wind brushed past my cheek, carrying a faint whisper. It said my name. I froze. The air itself seemed to constrict, pressing down on my chest. Then I noticed the walls. They were no longer just walls. They were moving, breathing, as if the house itself were alive. Something behind me made a soft scratching sound, dragging along the floorboards. I dared not turn. A figure emerged from the darkness, tall and thin, its face hidden beneath shadows. Its movements were deliberate, silent, but impossibly fast. The object in the center of the room began to shake. A sudden flash of cold light revealed it was a small, intricately carved box, its surface etched with symbols I could not understand. I stepped back, my hand brushing against the wall, which was now slick and warm, almost like skin. The figure raised a hand toward the box. I felt a magnetic pull, as if the object wanted me to touch it. The room seemed to pulse with anticipation. A low humming filled my ears, vibrating through the floor, through my bones. The box slowly opened on its own, the lid creaking despite the stillness around.